And just like every end of the week, we're going to enjoy the stories of the best wineries with ILTV's Wine of the Week. And for this week's wine pick, we're focusing on Royal Wine Europe, the corporate producing wines from many famous wineries in France. Royal Wine Corporate's mission is to be the premier manufacturer, importer, and distributor of specialty wines, spirits, and liquors from around the world. Royal's portfolio of domestic and international wines range from traditional wine-producing regions of France, Italy, and Spain to up-and-coming wines like Israel, New Zealand, and Argentina. And joining us now is CEO of Royal Wine Europe, Menahem Israelievitch. Hi, Menahem. How are you doing today?
I am fine, thank you.
That's great. Now, Royal Wine Europe, I understand it's not one winery, right? I mean, as I said, it's producing for different wineries around Europe. What more can you tell us about it?
So yeah, I'm the winemaker in charge of producing the wine in several wineries in Europe, and especially in France. They are all wineries that they are not kosher, but we produce only a small batch of kosher wine. So my work is first of all to try to convince them to agree to do kosher wine in their winery, because they are great wineries, very well known in all the world. They are from the top wineries in the world. And then we have to work with them all during the year to help them to make their wine, but to be kosher.
To be kosher, now what more can you tell us about the process? I mean, how do you convince wineries to take your kosher wines? And also a bit more about the process. I mean, how does it work to actually produce kosher wines?
So, you know, for a wine to be kosher, we have to do that. All the operation, everything that we have to do in the winery has to be done through a wine worker that is observant, is Shomer Shabbat. So that's why we have my work all during the year is to work with the winemaker of the winery to organize everything, all the cellar work, to be done by our team. So I have a crew of between 10 and 50 people, depend on the period of the year, to be able to work with each winery and to do all the work that they do for the non-kosher wine. We have to do the same work exactly for the kosher wine.
That's nice. Now, what did you bring us here today? I mean, I see different wines. I assume they're like, I see rosé, I assume red and white. I mean, what do you have here today? What do you bring us?
Here today, I brew a small example of what we do in France. As you know, in France, what it's very important, we are not talking about the varietal, not so much about the grapes, and that's why you can see in all the French bottle, you never have on the front label, you never have the name of the varietal of the grape, because what is very important is what we call the appellation. It's the area, the region from where come the grapes. So we have three of the top winery in Bordeaux. Chateau Lascombes, it's an Amargau appellation, of course, because it's coming from Bordeaux, so it's a blend of Cabernet, Merlot, and Petit Verdot. This one also comes from Bordeaux area, but it's the appellation of Pessac-Léognan, so it's Chateau Malartic Lagraviere. And also a very good wine from Listrac Médoc, it's Chateau Fourcas Dupre. And then for the rosé, we have a very huge winery that it's a Cru Classe, what we call the Cru Classe in Provence. As you know, Provence, it's the place of the rosé. So this is the Chateau Roubine Cru Classe. It's a blend of 7 different grapes from Provence.
Why 7 actually? Why do you need 7 to produce
because we have so many different terroirs, different soil in Provence. And of course, the main grapes, they are Grenache, Syrah, and Cinsault. But we have also other grapes that we use, like Mourvèdre, like Rolle, other grapes that they are used also in Provence, because the terroir is good for those varietal.
What's your top favorite? I know it's a difficult question because they're all your children, as we may say, but what's your top favorite?
Let's say that today, for this season, I will drink more rosé wine, okay? But those kind of wine, they are to keep in the cellar because they have a big potential of aging for 20, 25 years, sometime more. I just opened last week a wine from Bordeaux that it was from 2003. So 20 years and it's still almost young. So those are more to cellar and to keep for the wedding of your children or for
That's
bar
amazing.
mitzvah.
They're always a classic. Menahem, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Merci de m'avoir invité. Thank you for inviting me.
Avec plaisir.